In this second video here, we'll cover the beginning pages that everyone needs to fill out. And if you look at the tabs across the bottom, the very first beginning pages are the instructions. And that's a great place to start to make sure that you read through and understand some of the things. For example, you can't use decimals. That won't work in the degree application Excel file. But go through both the Oregon instructions and the American degree instructions, and that will help solve a lot of your problems ahead of time. To start with on the cover, again, we'll fill out the cover, and then if there's any blanks left on the Oregon cover, we'll do that second. And the information is really straightforward. Starting at the top, your goal is to make sure that you're paying attention to the directions that are down the side, across the top. Those won't be there when it's printed. And then to make sure any of the red text disappears where it says missing. And that's just a double checking to make sure that you've filled it in correctly. Make sure also you're using the correct file based on the file's number system. The year that should be on it should be correct in the appropriate one for the one you're filling out. So you'll start with state, find your state. The chapter number is available from your advisor. For example, Sutherland is chapter OR 0032, and the member ID number is also available from the FFA chapter roster. You might be able to access that by going into the Ag Career Network at ffa.org, or your advisor can provide that for you. Then it's just a matter of filling this out and making sure that all of the spaces are complete, capitalized where appropriate, proofread. It is the cover of an application after all. If there's anything that's not filled in on the cover Oregon cover page from the first page, then go ahead and include that. When you get to cover B, again, fill it out. A couple interesting things here. There's an error on the year, so you might not be able to find your birth year. If so, just pick the last one possible and pick your birthday for that. And it'll automatically come up with your age, and if it's off because that you were born in 96 or later, don't worry about it. Go ahead and fill this out. Now at this time you're filling out the state degree, and it'll say you received the state degree. Obviously that doesn't apply to you, but you're on the American degree page. Fill out all the things that do apply to you and make it correct. Then on the Oregon page, fix those things that didn't get answered before. So sometimes it'll tell you need to fix it on cover B. Sometimes you just need to fix it on this page. But this is the page that matters. If there's red text on cover B, not a big deal. If there's red text on Oregon cover B, you have an issue. Once you have the cover pages done, the last thing we'll include in this clip will be page 2. Page 2 needs to list everything that you have in your SAE. There's examples of how you list it over here on the right and the proper format for doing that. The first thing you'll need to do, and we'll clear this out so that it's gone as if it was a new one, is put in when did you start in keeping your SAE records. And for this person, we're going to list it as January 1st, 2011, and then that record clear ended December 31st, 2011, and then from then it'll automatically fill in the rest of the years. Go ahead and list the project you had. Let's list this one as market hogs for a total of 1 hog, and let's list it as 245 hours. We do that for every year. The next year we had a market hog, and we had 2 hogs, and maybe we had 325 hours. And we would do that for any of the ones that matter for us. And in 2013, let's list the Howell's Nursery example. We were a salesperson for 295 hours. And so we have both entrepreneurship and placement projects on this page. It says to list all of them. When you go to Oregon page 2, you'll see those have automatically transferred over and are listed. What we need to do now is go in, and these numbers wouldn't be there normally, and put in the hours. And this is for the Oregon FFA state degree. So market hogs entrepreneurship, I listed 245 hours there. In the next year, I listed 325. And then for the third year in Howell's Nursery, I'll move it into the placement column because that's where it goes, and list the 295. And I've got an error right here, and that's fine because I'm not going to worry about that until I'm done with the application. Then if I still have that error, I'll come back to it. That'll conclude for this clip. In the next one, we will talk about pages 3 through 7.